When wealth is lost, nothing is lost. When health is lost, something is lost. When honor is lost, everything is lost. A Pakistani folk proverb. The Islamic Republic of Pakistan is the 5th most populous country in the world and the nation with the highest rate of honor killings per capita globally. The act of honor killing is the practice of murdering a member of one's family or social group for actual or perceived immoral behavior. These acts are carried out to restore honor to the family or community's name. Said behavior can include requesting divorce, flirtatious behavior, being raped, and refusing to agree to arranged marriage. In Pakistan, women are disproportionately targeted in honor killings. According to the World Economic Forum's Global Gender Index and the Human Rights Commission of Pakistan, more than 1,000 women are victims of honor killings in Pakistan annually. Women are considered property of the males in their family, irrespective of their class, ethnic, or religious group. The owner of the property has the right to decide its fate. The concept of ownership has turned women into a commodity which can be exchanged, bought, and sold. Quoted from Shahid Khan, a professor at the Aga Khan University in Pakistan. Pakistan is a collective patriarchal society. Social status and community regard are based on honor. Thus, honor centers on the behavior of kin and members of the community. In Pakistan, honor killings are often not seen as crimes, but a measure to maintain the balance of pride and familial dignity. Meet then 21-year-old AASIA Bibi, a young woman perhaps caught in the crosshairs of honor killings for disagreeing with the marriage chosen for her by her family. But AASIA Bibi had other plans in mind. I'm Ryan B. And this is the Milk Massacre. October 2014, in the village of Alipur in the Punjab region of Pakistan, AASIA Bibi fled to the home of her parents, where she pled with her parents to be free of her recent marriage. Though she had adamantly refused, AASIA had been forced to marry her cousin, Amjad Hussain Bibi, 23, the prior September. For fear of retribution to the families involved by community members, photos of the victims and those involved are limited in this case. Amjad is not pictured. Prior to the arranged marriage, AASIA was already in a relationship with her boyfriend, Shahid Lasheri, for 2 years. Lasheri was the man AASIA wanted to share a life with. She expressed this to her family that she wanted to marry him instead. However, the marriage arrangements made by her parents forbade it. She warned her parents that she would go to any lengths to be free of the forced marriage. AASIA's warnings went unheeded. Zakia Begum made her daughter AASIA aware that she must honor her marriage to Amjad and she must return to the family home of her husband immediately. AASIA complied with her mother's and with her family's wishes. October 23rd, 2014. Janat Bibi, mother of Amjad, mother-in-law of AASIA, prepared lassi, a popular drink in the Punjab region, for a family gathering. The traditional drink is made with a blend of curd or yogurt, with water or milk, salt or sugar, and regional spices and herbs. Once done with the preparations, Janat traveled to a family gathering at a nearby village. At this gathering, AASIA, Amjad, Janat, and members of the extended family met for an afternoon of laughter and fellowship. During the festivities, Janat's lassi was a hit among the family. Some members are said to have had multiple servings. However, the jovial atmosphere would be short-lived. A few hours after the gathering had begun, all 27 people that had been served the lassi had fallen unconscious and had to be taken to a nearby hospital in the city of Multan. At the hospital, staff were overwhelmed by the scene of person after person sharing what appeared to be a group phenomenon of symptoms: loss of consciousness, struggling for breath, convulsions, and vomiting. Doctors later concluded that these would be symptoms of poisoning. Also at the hospital, local police chief Zulfikar Ali noted it was AASIA's extreme calm demeanor in the midst of her husband's deteriorating critical condition that initially raised suspicions of AASIA being involved in the group poisoning. That and the fact that she was one of few people at the gathering unaffected by the poisoning symptoms. In the coming days, 10 people would be dead. Within 2 weeks, 17 are dead, and 10 are still hospitalized. Among the dead were Amjad, 2 of his brothers, and 3 of his sister-in-laws, and also 8 children aged 7 to 12 years old. After days of grueling questioning and accusations by local police, AASIA revealed the truth of the sinister plot that unleashed this grim tragedy on her in-laws. I repeatedly asked my parents not to marry me against my will, as my religion, Islam, allows me to choose the man of my choice for marriage, but my parents rejected all of my pleas, and they married me to a relative, Bibi told a judge at her initial hearing October 31st, following her arrest. After her pleas to be absolved of the marriage fell on deaf ears, she turned to her boyfriend, Shahid Lashari. The two, along with AASIA's aunt, Zarina Begum, conspired to poison AASIA's husband. According to AASIA, Lashiri obtained rat poison and instructed her to mix it into milk and serve it to Amjad. On Friday, October 17, 2014, AASIA did just that. AASIA prepared a glass of milk laced with poison and offered the refreshment to her husband. Amjad refused. Even as she insisted, Amjad declined to drink the milk. Amjad said, "Not today," and this refusal saved his life for just under a week. But little did he know, his mother would use the same poison-laced milk to unknowingly make a death poison for her loved ones. Jeanette innocently retrieved the milk AASIA had left from the fridge and used it to make her favorite lassi recipe for the family gathering. One would wonder, why had Amjad adamantly refused to drink the milk on October 17th? Was he simply not thirsty, or did he suspect his young wife was up to something? Both forced and underage marriages and poisonings are not uncommon in the region. According to UNICEF, more than 1 in 5 Pakistani girls are married before the age of 18, and even though child marriage is technically illegal under Pakistani law, Reuters reported, Pakistan also accounted for nearly 44% of forced marriages recorded by UK's Forced Marriage Unit, which tracks forced marriages among British nationals, according to the agency's statistics. With the loom of forced marriages and marital abuses being prevalent on the Indian subcontinent, cases of wives poisoning their husbands aren't exactly uncommon. With little agency, support, or escape routes, murder has become a popular tactic to gain freedom, and sometimes the alternative is for the wife to face death herself, death by honor killing. It makes me wonder if any of this was in Amjad's mind when he refused that drink. After the tragedy unfolded, AASIA's mother expressed regretting forcing her daughter to marry Amjad. "I feel guilty, and I think we should not have forced our daughter to marry Amjad, as she did not like him," Zakia Begum sobbed on October 28, 2014, urging parents to give their daughters the right to marry whom they choose. Well, I bet she does feel guilty now. Her daughter, AASIA Bibi, was found guilty of murder and was given 15 consecutive life terms. Her boyfriend, Shahid Lashiri, was also convicted and received multiple life sentences as well. In the end, AASIA got exactly the opposite of the freedom she sought. She'll likely never see her boyfriend Shahid again. However, the 17 victims were the ones that paid the ultimate price. But what would you do in AASIA's situation? Do you think your mind would come up with something so dark? Was AASIA just as much a victim as she was a murderer? I don't know, but there are countless other women suffering the same fates as AASIA, and there's sure to be more AASIAs biding their time. So, what's your take on the Milk Massacre? I have my thoughts, and I know you do too. So let's talk about it in the comments. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.